What up, Death Chart? It's your boy, young broadcaster Jared Young, here on the set of the 2-Point Perspective with my co-host Miles on the mic, Miles Sweeney, for episode 39. Almost a 40, man. We're right there.
I know, we are right there. This is almost, when did we start? July? We're coming up on a year. That's all that matters, which is crazy.
Yep, just around the corner.
It won't be 52 episodes by the time we get there. It'll be a little under that, but
Yeah,
still, I mean,
right. We've missed a couple
holidays,
weeks.
people going out, like out of town, all that stuff. But
Mhm.
still, 40 is crazy.
Well, and you're going out of town this week, which is
Yeah.
why we're here on a Tuesday, kind of middle of the day, recording. But no big deal. We were able to make it work, and yeah, everything worked out. So let's hop in right to our dual threat bet. Our dual threat bet from last week was a pretty good one. Yeah, De'Aaron Fox, 18.5 plus 18.5 points. That was my bet. I did win again, so thank you to the dual threat bet gods. I'm now 8-5, and I have here. This is very official, by the way. It says Miles sucks. So yeah.
And yeah, the lower third basically says the same thing here.
Nice.
Which is
Yeah, I
great.
like that. I like the lower third there. So our game this week is going to be Game 3 of Spurs Thunder. That's going to be on Friday night. Game 1 was last night, and we'll get into the details of that. But so Miles, Spurs Thunder, it's time to go. Call it in the air.
Okay.
Ready?
Mm-hmm. Tails.
You gotta stop doing that. You're killing me.
I see it. It's tails.
It is.
Yay! Finally, I can draw a bet.
Ravioli, ravioli, give me the formuoli.
Berries and cream. Oh, you know what? We actually did bets for the Cavs and Knicks because I got a Brunson poll.
We did bets for the Cavs and Knicks, so we didn't do Spurs Thunder.
No.
Wow, what did I write down
Cavs and
here?
Knicks. So I got
Alright.
Brunson plus 25.5 points.
So I'm a liar. We did
Yeah.
Cavs Knicks.
Yeah.
So Brunson what?
Plus 25.5 points.
That's BS because he's definitely going to get that.
Yeah, he is. And I
Sure.
need that. I need to go to 6 and 8.
That seems like a lie.
6 and 8, just like my height.
6'8".
You don't want to see me next to LeBron. He might be a little intimidated. But
6'8".
yeah, let's just jump right into that East-West breakdown because I have like my notes for the San Antonio Thunder series, and I just don't even want to talk about any of that because that game last night was insane.
That was nuts.
That was elite playoff basketball.
Dude, a double-double, 41.
41 points,
Holy cow.
24 rebounds
Wow, 24
For-
boards is
for
nuts.
Mr. Wemby, and that shot he hit from the logo,
Oh, wow,
like
yeah.
the remnants of when Steph Curry hit that shot from the same exact spot.
Mhm.
That was one of the greatest shots I've seen
Yeah.
in the playoffs because it's just so clutch. They were losing the momentum from giving back-to-back scores in the paint, and he just came down and just made it look easy. And
And they did it all without Fox.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was out that game, sprained ankle, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, and he just put them on their back, and it was so fun to watch. Double
Yeah.
overtime too. That's always fun. But
Yeah, Marla she didn't know who he was, and I
knows.
had it on, and he was doing an interview, and she's like, "Wow, that guy's tall," and
Yeah,
I'm
he
like,
is.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is. He's
Yeah.
what, 7'4"?
he's 7'4".
Okay, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. he's
Plays
big
like a
dude.
guard. He's crazy.
That's too much. That's too much people. You have to put some back.
No, sorry, no.
But I mean, he just and
Yeah,
apparently
some back.
apparently him and Chet have like a rivalry that stems way back
Really?
from like the Euro leagues or something like that.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I mean, he was eating that dude up, and just you see, he's one of the best players in the world right now.
Yeah,
he
oh, yeah,
showcased that.
absolutely.
And I mean, overall, the Spurs have been a thorn in the Thunder's side all year.
Well, I think Ian put it best in the chat. It was Wemby versus the Thunder, not the Spurs versus the Thunder.
Well, I want to give some credit to Vassell. He had Shea on lock
Mm-hmm.
at points. I mean, he was playing some elite defense on these prolific scores. Williams, Shea, and that was a low-scoring game too, even for an overtime. Like, that was a very defensive game, very physical, hard-fought, and it was fun to see the Thunder get humbled a little bit.
Absolutely.
Caruso shoving the camera away and like everyone complaining, the fans chanting "Ref, you suck" at some point, and I'm like, oh, this is bliss. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
But that was a great game.
Oh, absolutely. Well, for myself, I have the Cavs and the Knicks. They have not started game 1 yet. Game 1 is tonight.
Correct.
Should be a pretty good series. I think it's going to be tight, but I think in 6 games probably. My guess is that the Knicks are going to take it.
I think so too.
Yeah. But I have quite a few details here. So the Knicks enter as a -270 favorite to make the finals. The Cavs are coming in at a +220. Now, this series is very interesting because the Knicks swept the Sixers, so they've had a lot of rest, right? Yeah. And so we're looking at the rest versus rust debate. So are the Knicks going to come in and maybe be a little stiff, right out the gate? The Cavs have had a lot of play time. I think, let me see here. I've got a stat. So the Cavs have logged 49% more minutes than the Knicks have, which is...
That's a full game.
Right, totally. Yeah. The Cavs, on the other hand, though, have suffered 2 grueling 7-game series against the Pistons and the Raptors, so they're not as healed up, right? They haven't had as much time to kind of gather themselves. Where the Knicks have had 8 days off.
Yeah.
Let me see. Brunson comes in at a -170 favorite to win the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and for the Cavs, it's Mitchell at +300. Cleveland has struggled to rebound this season, or in this playoffs. They're rebounding at a 65.2% rebounding percentage.
Yeah.
And they've given up a lot of turnovers, and that's another reason why I think that the Knicks are going to take this series. So,
well, they've been favorites for a while now to make it to the finals too.
So not only that, but all 3 of New York's bigs currently rank in the top 11 of all playoff players in offensive rebounding percentages.
Yeah, because Cat's getting a lot. I think he's averaging like 11 right now. You get those second chance points, and you have the guards and the forwards that the Knicks do.
Well,
capitalize off that. Then
I think Cat's sitting at like number 3 right now, or top 3. And there's also optimism that OG Anunoby is going to come back for this game 1, so that could be huge for them.
That's where the rest comes in.
Right.
But it is a double-edged sword. I agree with you. Stiff, you have the chance of coming in stiff, knocking off the rust. But I just...
And they're going to have to take advantage of those games at home.
Yeah, well. They do. Quick question. How do you feel that Harden is going to perform? Because there was a lot of just like the belief that they weren't even going to win that game 7 in the semis because Harden always struggles in the playoffs and those clutch games.
I think that the Cavs have built a good enough team around these players that there's a lot of support there.
Yeah.
It's not like he has to put the whole team on his back by any means.
Yeah.
And they don't you have Mitchell. You don't have to rely on James Harden for all the scoring.
Yeah.
And I think even if he does have a bad game, they can make up for it with some of the other pieces that they have. So I'm not super worried about it. Obviously, when he performs well, that's a big deal, right? That's obviously going to push them over the edge.
Yeah.
But I still don't think that, no matter what, I still don't think it's going to be enough to overcome what the Knicks have going. And even if they do, I think that their chance of winning the finals is even lower.
I think Harden's turnover to assist ratio still bothers me.
Yeah.
With him not being the first option.
I think that's fair.
He's averaging a little under 5 turnovers, I believe, and he's got 6.5 assists.
Well, he's not like the James Harden that he used to be.
No. But I mean, if you have an option like Donovan Mitchell to take over the scoring, where Harden can just set the floor, more instead of having to be that number one option, I would like that ratio to not be as close.
Yeah.
But yeah, he made it farther than I thought he would. But also the Cavs have been playing really well ever since he got there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like the Cavs as a team, I think are built well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But we'll see. I hope both of these series go to 7 games because I think you and I both know. I think this is the West is winning it this year.
I think Spurs Thunder is going to go to 7 games.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be a really fun series to watch.
And I think whichever team goes is going to win the chip.
Now, I could see the Spurs going up 2-0 to start the series, though. And then, we'll have to see what happens after that. But
because we haven't seen the Thunder with their backs against the wall all year.
Right.
Like, what is that going to look like? And I'm really curious to see how they're going to handle Wemby now because they are such a good defensive team.
I think they're going to adjust.
They have to.
I think we're going to see adjustments from them, and that's going to be the biggest difference.
Mm-hmm. So they're going to have to.
They're well coached, but you know what? They're also young. Mm-hmm. They're a young team. They obviously, they're coming off of a championship, right?
Yeah.
But I still think that they're a young team with not a ton of experience, and so we're gonna have to see how they handle this adversity.
Both of them are super young.
Yeah,
both young rosters and star-studded. But yeah, if they're gonna lock down Wemby, they gotta guys like.
Can you lock down Wemby though?
If you're just gonna try to contain him when he's in the paint,
right?
Force him to kick it back out. Guys like Castle, if Fox is gonna come back. Vassell, I don't know how good of a shooter he is.
Though,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, look, what did we see last night from the logo?
Right.
So, yeah, we'll have to see. I'm really curious to see what they're going to do to make that adjustment.
Yeah, I mean, Wemby's just so special, so fun to watch. He reminds me of myself.
And something we were talking about last week was who's going to be. He reminds you of
Yeah, I was like, I didn't want that to seem like I'm kidding. I didn't want that.
You really just slipped that one in there.
I got it right away.
But we were talking about last week that who's going to be the new face of the league, and. Could it be Wembanyama? He's a really young guy. I mean, he's not even 20 years old yet. Could this be the guy that becomes the new face of the league?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. I think there's a high potential there.
He had a lot of hype coming into the league too, which I think is really important.
Right.
Guys like, like SGA. I mean, yeah, he was a later round pick, got traded, he was bouncing around. Took him a couple seasons to really be in the spotlight. But, LeBron was touted when he was in high school.
Right.
Kobe, same thing. Like these guys, like you need to have
17, which was the same age that Wemby came into the league at.
Yeah. Playing in the Euro leagues. I think it's going to be a European player, whether it's Wemby, Luka. Jokic is up there too, but
I think that's just where the talent is coming from these days.
Yeah.
Even SGA he's not American.
Canadian.
He's Canadian. Yeah.
So we'll see who's going to fill that void when LeBron retires. We talked about that last week, but
well, let's move on to our next segment. We're going to have a little bit of fun here, and we're going to play a new game called Finish the Story. Now, if you guys don't know what this is, we're going to say a phrase, maybe couple words, and the other person just has to continue it on. So I'll say a couple words, Miles will say a couple words, and we'll just go back and forth. And John, if you have anything for this, feel free to jump in and throw in some hot garbage whenever you feel like it.
I'll do my best, but I don't understand the game.
So basically, I'm going to say something, then Miles just has to continue the story. I'm going to start the story, and Miles just has to continue it.
We go back and forth.
Aye, Captain.
Yeah.
All right, so with that being said, Jared, what story do you want to tell today?
Miles, let me tell you a little story about Miles on the mic. He was a young boy
who grew up very fast and got in front of the microphone
right before he slipped and fell underneath it.
And under the mic, he said, Is your name really Mike?
Or is it berries and cream?
Because Miles was just a little lad.
Look out, Hollywood.
This game sucks.
I mean, let's try going one word.
Okay.
Just like
All right,
one
just
word, one word. John, do you want to participate in this too?
One word?
Yeah, we're
Yep.
terrible at this.
Yep.
All right. Miles.
Is
A.
muscular.
Bitch.
Who?
Sucks.
A lot.
Of.
Lollipops.
Classic.
When
He.
goes
To.
the
Cardinals.
training
Ass.
bitch.
Shit.
John, you got to throw something in here, man.
Yeah, you gotta help us out. We're drowning right now. This is not a good game.
I don't know what to tell you. I didn't approve this game.
And we just got flagged for bullying again on TikTok.
Man, we really are just
Well, you gotta stop.
really bullies.
Yeah, you can't keep.
This is just the first thing that's popping into my head.
You can't keep calling Miles bitch and ass and
We have a criminal record now, so they're gonna watch us more closely.
Yeah, you're right. We do have a criminal record.
But
We've been restricted to specific viewers at this point.
yeah, 18 and over.
I'm sorry, Miles.
People who can say those words.
You're not a bitch, Miles.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's okay.
I mean,
Or under the mic.
you are, but in like the positive way,
Thanks, John.
where
I don't
it's
even know what
like-
that means.
It's like, oh,
Is that
slay, bitch, or
Oh, like yeah, like
like that,
that.
that like period of time where like everybody was like calling each other like cunty or whatever, and it was like
Mhm.
they meant it as like a compliment. That's that's kind of what
I'm
I-
very demure
okay? Well,
Remember that era?
let's try this one more time.
With
Let's try this one more time.
with the one word or the okay.
How about this? I'll give you guys instead of one word because I think one word it's just too hard to follow.
Okay.
I'll give you guys a premise. I'll give you like a starting statement.
Perfect.
And then I just want you guys to add a little bit at a time.
Okay.
It was Sunday morning, and Jared woke up just like any other morning, with socks on his hands and gloves on his feet.
Classic.
He got out of he rolled out of bed and walked into his kitchen to make his usual breakfast of bagels with jam. And then that's when he heard a knock at the door. Reluctantly, Jared approached the door. Turning the knob, he felt sweat trickling down his temple. And when the door swung open, much to his chagrin,
Much to your chagrin. Who was at the door?
who was at the door, Jared?
Stood Marla with her head shaved.
Oh yeah.
He panicked immediately and said, "What have you done?"
But Marla, with her speaker, was playing Maroon 5 Sunday Morning and said, "Jared, this is every Sunday morning."
Ah, yes, I forgot, said Jared.
With his socks on his hands and his gloves on his feet.
Obviously, that's why I have socks on my hands, because every time that I touch you, your hair falls out.
And it creates a static, but that just shows the electricity between us.
Obviously, the rubber gloves on my feet are to prevent the electrical charges.
And
And Marla said to Jared, "You really are the shittiest X-Man."
Jared gives a thumbs up through his sock gloves and says, "That socks."
Okay, let's move on from this.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
NFL time.
All right.
Jared, start us off with the NFL.
All right, man. Let's move on to the NFL. All right. So Aaron Rodgers signed a 1-year deal with the Steelers. 1 year, $25 million, $22 million guaranteed. This is probably the best move for the Steelers. I don't know about Aaron Rodgers. I think his career is pretty much over. I was kind of hoping that he would retire. I did think that it would be kind of cool if he went to the Cardinals, just because they are kind of set up, I think, offensively for some success. I don't think that they put enough effort into their offensive line, which I think maybe if they had, it would have been a little bit more desirable for him. And defensively, they still need some help, but that's a direction that I would have liked to see him go. I think they had the money to pay him.
Oh yeah.
And he could have gone somewhere warm. Now he's got to go play in cold Pittsburgh, which I mean, he's kind of an old guy, so.
Yeah. He was never gonna turn down a 1 year, $20+ million contract.
Yeah.
And I mean,
I think the Cardinals should have given it to him.
Well, and I'll get into like just the disaster that's going on in that quarterback room anyway. Which
one?
Jacoby Brissett holding out.
Oh, okay.
To be paid starter money, because like you get into the weeds of, okay, they didn't want to pay Malik Willis, fine, whatever, but if you're gonna sit here and say that like you're gonna give Jacoby a raise, dude went 1-11 last year as the starter. Yeah, he had bloated stats, but they were playing from behind all the time.
So you think this is a budget signing
for if they were to give Jacoby a raise?
Or rather that
we're saying Rodgers should have gone to the
Rodgers should. I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Well, because like if you're gonna pay Jacoby that money, why would you not have just given Aaron Rodgers the same exact contract?
Right.
But I think it is just the bow on top of poverty organization and a horrible offseason that's transpired for them to be strong-armed by a backup quarterback. Now they have Gardner Minshew, who they just signed to. They draft Carson Beck.
Imagine your franchise being strong-armed by a backup quarterback.
Yeah, imagine. It's not fun. It's not a good fantasy land to live in. I think it's ridiculous. I would cut him right now.
Because it's like the quarterback economy kind of like
bloated,
terrible right now in the NFL. It's not very good.
Yep, if you get a good quarterback, you're gonna have to pay him the big bucks. You got guys who are taking up close to half the salary cap, and Jacoby wouldn't garner that money, but if he's looking to get over $15 million a year, I would laugh in his face and cut him.
Yeah,
because you're paying Gardner right now. You have Carson Beck. I'd rather just start Carson Beck, see what you have in him. Because, I mean, you're going to give Jacoby a raise for him to play like 4 games and get benched.
I think if I would give Jacoby a 1-year deal.
If you want to give him a 1 year, like
I'd give him a 1 year
and give him like $5 million more dollars.
Yeah, not more than that.
Like that's fine.
Yeah,
but he's not your answer.
No, he's not. And Beck is. I think Beck could be the answer, but he needs to sit for a year. And I don't think that they should be rushing him out there. Otherwise, they're going to ruin his career. They're going to ruin their chances of ever having a good quarterback in Beck. And if Jacoby wants more than a 1 year deal, absolutely not.
No. Well, and I would say like you need to know what you have in Beck though, because like if they're drafting in the top 5 next year and Beck didn't play a snap, or like he played the last 2 games and looked like okay, then are you really gonna risk going forward with him when you have a premium pick where you could take a quarterback at 5? So that's why I want him to play at least half the season.
I love that our lower third here says Aaron Rodgers from Jeopardy resigns to Steelers.
I mean, he could have retired and done that. Like that's what we're talking about here. They didn't want him.
They didn't want him.
I didn't like him on Jeopardy.
I didn't either. He tried. He wanted to. But
they should have signed Jalix Trebek.
Yeah, exactly.
well,
Yeah, Jeopardy.
the real take
reach
is
out
that
to us.
they should have gone with LeVar Burton, but
Yeah.
that's neither here nor. This is not a Jeopardy podcast.
Well, check
I
out the
mean-
Halloween episode. That was a good episode.
Yeah.
say
By the
we
way,
do that
shout
again.
out to the Halloween episode. Go check that out. It was a good one.
Yeah.
You'll find out how uncultured Miles and I really are.
Yeah, we
They
were
were sports related categories.
basketball.
That just makes it
Well,
even
yeah, it was
that much
basketball.
worse.
Yeah. And we were in the middle of football season too, so we just weren't conditioned for that. But with Madden 27 coming out,
Mm-hmm.
this is something that's been talked about too. Who do you think's going to be on the cover?
Oh man.
And you know about the Madden curse, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, that's something that's near and dear to my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Is
The CMC.
CMC? Yeah. Man, I just don't even know who could it possibly be. I'm trying to think right now. JSN probably. That's probably who I would say.
Bijan Robinson,
No, I don't think it's gonna be Bijan. I think it's JSN.
Stafford.
Maybe if they really were like, yeah, it's got to be a quarterback. But I think it's probably gonna be the man himself.
Drake May. Did you see JSN's?
I don't think it's Drake May isn't. He's not a household name in the same way. Not yet.
No, he's
No?
not a Stafford, but
Yeah.
did you see JSN's award was like misspelled and like they gave him a defensive player of the year award instead of
really?
offensive? Yeah. Yeah, and
did not
it was
know
like the year was one word and he blasted the NFL on Instagram for that and they're sending him a new one, but it's just like multi-billion-dollar company here and they can't get that right. I think that's
Classic.
hilarious.
Well, I've got one more thing for the NFL here. The Jaguars finally cut ties with Urban Meyer. The Urban Meyer saga in Jacksonville is finally over after he lost a $30 million arbitration lawsuit over his 2021 firing. Now, he felt like he was wrongly fired from the Jaguars after going 2-11 and being riddled with scandals for his entire first season.
Mm-hmm.
After pretty much throwing Trevor Lawrence to the wolves and almost destroying his career,
Yeah.
Urban Meyer's finally gone.
That was a weird era.
That was a weird era.
like just
He never belonged in professional football. He had no business ever being a professional football coach.
no. Remember like the Tim Tebow thing, bringing him in
my
and
God,
putting
as
him
a
at tight
tight end?
ends.
Oh
that
my
was
God.
so ridiculous. But
Yeah, what a mess. I'm still waiting for the 30 for 30 on the 2008 Florida Gators.
that's gonna be good.
Dude, you had
Yeah.
Tim Tebow at starting quarterback. You had Cam Newton as the backup.
Mm-hmm.
Who were the tight ends? You had Aaron Hernandez
Yep.
at tight end with oh man, there's just so many.
There's so many stories and
huge names that
Mhm.
played for that team, and I think like 15 of them are in prison right now or
Yeah.
something like that.
there's
Like,
some bad boys.
just crazy stuff. But we're going to move on from the NFL now and talk about our next segment, which is a game, Two Truths and a Lie. So, Miles, why don't you kick us off with Two Truths and a Lie?
Okay. And this was hard to do.
This was
little
hard to
bit.
do because we know each other really well, and we've spent a lot of time
Yeah.
doing nothing
Yeah.
when we work together.
Yeah. So we just
So
talked.
we just talked,
Yeah.
the whole time. And so you know a lot about me.
I do. Yeah. Okay. We're going to start with this. I got 7 citations in elementary school. Recently getting slips from the principal. I led my little league in stolen bases. And I met Todd Bowles.
You absolutely did not lead your little league team in
Yeah.
stolen bases.
That was a lie.
Yeah.
I don't.
that was a
I
lie.
don't think that's like a stat that they keep track
No, they
of
don't.
in
I don't
Little
think so
League.
either.
Yeah,
No.
But I also know that Miles was a terrible baseball player.
I was. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was. Well, when I was playing in the minors, I did steal a lot
Sorry,
of
you were
bases
playing in
because
what?
In the yeah, he was Miles was actually a AAA baseball player. So
I was.
It was
yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah, Reno Aces.
Yeah.
But when I was playing minor league, it was so easy to steal bases because the pitchers were horrible.
Mm-hmm.
So any wild pitch, you can just walk.
I don't think I've ever seen you run, Miles.
Well, you probably will if I lose this dual threat bet.
That's
It's
right.
looking bad.
That's right. We're gonna see you run when you lose.
So I played baseball for 7 years growing up, and my general experience with baseball up until like pony or just like high school in general is that like on any given team you have about 3 actual players.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then
yeah.
everybody else is just sort of like
Kids don't know how to move their bodies like that, man. They don't know
Yeah.
like.
well, yeah, and
they don't have the reaction time.
you
It's
put like a 13-year-old out in center field where he's going to see like maybe 2 balls the entire game.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's not long before they're just like sitting crisscross on the grass and just pulling
Yeah.
it out.
I mean, at 13, that should be a little bit different, but maybe at like 8 to 10, yeah.
Oh, when I was playing,
13, you're in middle school. You're
Well,
should
a-
be
a-
pretty
a
good.
lot of those
you're out of little league at that
Yeah.
point. So if you're
You're-
still
you're playing Babe Ruth,
you
you're
should
playing-
probably get.
I feel like
do something.
my experience was like a lot of those kids didn't want to play baseball. Their dads just made them do it.
Okay.
yeah, because when I played because I was 12 playing in majors, and there were kids who would just like were scared of them because
Right.
they could hit dingers all the live long day.
Mm-hmm.
I was on the Giants and we were terrible. I definitely accounted for that, but yeah. And one thing about what John said, like, yeah, there are like 2 to 3 like actual good players.
Mm-hmm.
At least one of them, their dad is the coach.
Oh yeah,
For
of
sure.
course.
That was me.
yeah. Of
Yeah.
course.
Mm-hmm.
So, those guys continue to play. The rest of us just give up on that dream. I did not get a single hit when I played majors.
I don't think that I was like too afraid to swing the bat, so I didn't really like start to swing the bat until I was like 12,
Mm-hmm.
and I played like t-ball all the way up.
Yeah.
So like 4 or 5 years old, up to that point, and so I don't know why I was just afraid to swing the bat, and so I didn't actually start to like. Well, let's here. Let me say my next one because this
Okay.
is gonna. All right. Fuck, I really fucked this up. All right, Miles. I have broken my nose 4 times. I don't know how to drive stick shift. And I was terrible. I was a terrible baseball player, even though I played for 11 years.
Well, yeah, the baseball one, or maybe you're throwing like a little slick one at me, and you only broke your nose like 3 times.
I think,
But it's the baseball one.
I think the lie is that Jared doesn't know how to drive stick shift.
You know how to drive stick shift.
I do know how to drive stick shift. I was a terrible baseball player for a really long time. I started to get kind of okay
Mm-hmm.
as I got into like middle school and stuff, because I started playing travel ball and
Oh,
like
God.
doing a lot of that. So I was playing a lot, and I was getting a lot of like a lot of attention from coaches, right? Because they don't want any shitty players on their team.
Yeah,
if you're playing
literally travel
right?
ball. Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, I have broken my nose 4 times, and I do know how to drive stick shift. But
Well, see, I remembered the broken nose one.
Yeah.
Because you said it on the last episode, I think, because I
we
remember
talked
having
about
the
it.
thought.
oh really?
Yeah, you said something about how you'd broken your nose a bunch of times, and I had the thought internally. I didn't say it on the mic, but I was like, "Oh, it's crazy. You still look nothing like Owen Wilson." So like, it's like that little bit about you is just like cemented.
No, both of our noses are fucked up in different ways.
Wow.
Mine's gotten smacked one direction and then smacked back the other direction. So it's,
That's a course correct.
Yeah.
Well, like, because you don't look like you've broken your nose.
It's because I wear these
multiple
glasses.
times. Is it like, is the bridge really messed up? Oh, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, still,
The glasses
it's not,
really help to hide.
But it still looks fine.
Oh, it was because you were telling that story about wrestling.
Yeah, getting
when
smacked
you-
in the
yeah, and
the
then
face.
and then you followed it up by saying something like yeah, I've broken my nose like 4 times.
Yeah, I actually broke it last year. I'm a okay softball player too. I'm not great, by any means, but I do okay.
Mm-hmm.
And but I still play. So I still play a sport that I'm like not awesome at, but it's still fun.
Yeah.
But last year I was practicing, and it was
Well,
on
I'm
like,
sorry. You're playing men's softball. It's not about winning.
yeah, you're right. We don't have to get into that.
Well, people, you told me like people also get drunk before they play too.
Yes,
like nobody's
that's-
taking it that serious.
My dad was on a men's softball team growing up, so like I'm fully aware that the most of the reasons why people join men's softball teams is to either A, get day drunk, or B, escape their wives and their kids, or C, which is both.
Well, I don't know. I bring mine to the game, so
Mhm.
it's you know. And I don't normally drink while I play. I just like to play. I just like to be out
You
there.
have like the 1%ers.
Yeah, I like to be out there with the boys.
Yeah,
you
sure.
know.
So you broke your nose while playing.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the story. So, one thing that I will say is I'm pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty quick. And I was practicing, and there were only like 5 of us at practice. It was a Sunday morning, and I was there. Marla was home sleeping, and I was playing in left field. I was the only outfielder. I was playing like left center or whatever. Ball gets hit to deep right, and so I take off. And again, I'm pretty quick, so I'm hauling ass to get over there. I actually overran it. And
It
I don't
clocked
know
you?
what happened. It came down and it smacked me right here. My lip blew up like one of those cats that gets stung by a bee.
Yeah.
Or like when a
Yeah.
dog gets stung by a bee or something. That's literally what my lip looked like. And my nose was broken. I'm bleeding everywhere. My mouth is bleeding. My nose is bleeding. And I'm covered in blood. And it actually knocked me out. So I'm laying there on the ground, face down. They like run over. They're like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" Nobody takes me to the hospital, by the way. I clearly am concussed, right? Nobody takes me to the hospital. And I drive myself home barely. I almost got in 2 accidents on the way home.
I think
because
I remember
was, like,
this.
so dazed and so out of it. And I come walking in, again, completely covered in blood.
Yeah.
Like head to toe, my arms, like I look like I just murdered somebody.
Yeah.
And I walk in and I'm like, "Hey, Marla," I'm like, "I need you to help me." And she's like, "What?" She's still asleep.
Yeah.
And she comes out and she's like, "Oh my God, like what happened?"
Yeah.
She tried to take me to the hospital and I wouldn't let her. But
Yeah.
but also I was in no position to be making any decisions about my well-being at that point too.
I think I remember because you were still working with me at the time, right? Because I feel like I remember.
Was I?
When did this happen? Because you
I
left.
don't remember.
You
It was
left like
either-
about a year ago.
It was either right after or right towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I remember you coming in,
But that was the last time I broke my nose. It was pretty
swollen
bad.
lip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Telling me that story.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That is that is unfortunate. That's unlucky. Okay.
Thank you, John, for thank you for the example. A
Um,
little bit more on the lip, but yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay. Now, I've never been in handcuffs. My first time fishing, I caught 10 fish. I've never shot a gun.
Are we allowed to ask questions about these, or do you just have to guess cold?
Well, he has to guess which one's the lie, but like I'll tell the story of
Yeah.
the truth.
Yeah, but
I
Before or after he guesses? Just out of curiosity.
Well, like,
after.
what were you
It's
thinking
gotta-
of
it's got-
asking?
I think it's got to. Well, hold on. I think it's got to be after, because otherwise we'll give it away.
Okay, because what I wanted to ask right away was what kind of fish.
Yeah, I don't think you've ever shot a gun. And I think that the first time you ever went fishing, you were digging goldfish out of a. So,
So what do you think's the lie?
I don't think you've ever shot a gun. Oh, I don't think you've ever shot a gun. I think that's true.
Mhm.
What was the first one?
I've never been in handcuffs.
I don't think you've caught 10 fish.
I did catch 10 fish.
Wow.
Right,
really?
actually, literally right near the Patagonia, near like the Mayberry Park and train tracks. I went to the river over there, and my first time, they were all just like brown trout,
Mhm.
rainbow. But I caught one fish twice, the same fish,
You caught
because like
the same fish
because
twice. How'd
the,
you know
the
it was
hook
the
was
same
still in its mouth.
Because it came out and it was like, bruh,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah, the hook was still in its mouth, and I was like, oh man. But I was like, I fell in love with it after that, and then honestly, probably one of the worst things to happen to a person who's beginning fishing because it just gets
Right.
worse from there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's not a good first
but
experience. Actually,
yeah, I went
'cause
with my dad and it was fun. It was great.
Then you think that's what it is
Yeah,
every
it's like-
single time.
Like this, it's
Yeah.
that easy. Like
All
okay,
right, so what was the lie?
I've never been in handcuffs.
You've never been in handcuffs?
I have been in handcuffs.
You have been in handcuffs.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I figured. So I
What-
was right.
Like you've been arrested?
I haven't been arrested, but like this is like such a stupid one. But we in elementary school we went to a courthouse because we were doing this like play case or whatever, and I was found guilty, and the cop put me in handcuffs.
I bet you.
I
were.
escaped the law that day. But there have been times where like I probably should have been put in handcuffs, being stopped by police, and like
I definitely should have been arrested.
I
at
feel
least
like
I should have been
least,
arrested at least
like,
twice.
I feel like everybody in this room probably has like
Yeah.
a white guy story about like how they should have been arrested but didn't.
One. Dude, I've got
I got a couple
got a
myself
few.
personally.
I think I only have two.
like face to face with the cops,
19,
Yeah.
19
not
to-
arrested for some reason.
19 to 22 was a rough time.
Yeah,
I think I was 18 to 20. 18 to actually no, both of those happened within like a year and a half
Yeah.
time span. I was like
Okay.
18, 19 years old.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I've had 13 concussions. I can play the trumpet. And I rooted for the Steelers in the Super Bowl in 2009 against the Cardinals.
for your sake, I hope that first one isn't true.
Well, I kind of believe the third. Yeah, that would be bad. But 13 concussions, I do believe it with like the nose stuff and like
I think that's like bridging into like TBI territory,
TBI.
a traumatic brain injury.
Oh, CTE, maybe. You and Antonio Brown could be good friends. What was the second one again? You can play the trumpet.
Play the trumpet.
You can play or you have played, like, because I could see you playing. They make us play instruments in grade school, so I think like you have played. But if you whipped it out right now, I don't think you could play it.
Okay, I didn't know we were just fucking
I know,
catching
I'm like-
strays over here, Miles.
Hell,
All right.
Jesus.
And then you
Well, I don't think you can catch 10 fish, Miles.
I guarantee if I went to that same exact spot, I wouldn't catch 10 fish. I'm gonna say the trumpet.
You think the trumpet's a lie?
Mm-hmm.
What about you, John?
I think the 13 concussions is a lie, personally.
I rooted for the Cardinals in the Super Bowl in 2009.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So you've had 13 concussions.
I've had 13 concussions. Yeah.
You're way smarter than you have any right to be.
I
If you didn't have 13
think about
concussions,
I think about this often. Like I'm like, man, dude,
you'd
if
be like
I had
Jimmy
not
Neutron.
hit my head so much,
Uh-huh.
I probably could have like a PhD right now or something. I'm
That's
like,
a lot
wow.
of concussions.
That is a
man.
lot.
It is a lot of head injuries. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
lie, and I can list them pretty well. They do start to get a little bit fuzzy.
I
here
would
and
think
there.
so, yeah.
So you can play the trumpet.
Hmm?
You know, Miles, I didn't want to say this because you were so locked in on that, but playing like well, I don't want to say wind because trumpet isn't really a wind, but
It's a
like
brass.
it's a brass,
Yeah.
yeah. But any of those particular instruments where it requires like some sort of like technique to actually like blow the air through it, you don't just unlearn that. That's
Yeah.
like a that's
It's kind of like it's like driving stick shift.
Yeah.
You know, you can not do
Mhm.
it for a long time and pick it back up, and it's
Well,
and on also
yeah.
for a trumpet, yes, you do have like there's like different ways that you blow into the instrument, right?
Yeah.
But you also have only the 3 keys. Like it's not
Yeah.
it's not overly
not a
complicated.
crazy-
Well, 'cause
It's
I
like-
played-
it's not like you're moving your hand like you would with like a guitar or string instrument or something
Yeah.
like that. And even that, like once you know how to play, like you keep that to some degree, right?
Do you still have one?
Yeah, it's actually it's a coronet, which is like it's like basically the same thing, but
Mhm.
it's like a smaller.
that's like a French pastry.
No, But
Oui.
it's like an old school trumpet. Is basically
Yeah.
what it is. It's
I
a little bit
played-
rounder.
Yeah, I played clarinet for a couple years.
Cornet.
Cornet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not clarinet. That's two different things.
Yeah, I definitely couldn't play that if you handed me one right
I feel
now.
like that's something that's really hard. I mean, you've got so many keys.
Well, and then like the
and-
reed too, and like just the
Yeah.
mouth technique and all that stuff.
I
But
never got into like a wind instrument like that,
yeah,
but yeah, 13 concussions is
that's a lot.
it's a lot. Yeah.
What was
but,
the worst one?
that one last year was pretty bad. You know, they get worse the more that you have. And
Yeah.
last year, it took me honestly probably like 2 months to really feel like I had like gotten back to a place where I wasn't getting like vertigo and like
Mhm.
like dizzy and shit like that. So
Headaches too, and all that stuff. Or
yeah, and I went to the doctor too, and I talked to her about it, and she was like, "Well, there's nothing you can do." She's like, "You just have to stop hitting your head." She's like, "You should quit doing sports." She's like,
thanks, doc. That'll be
she's like,
$500.
"Just stop doing
Yeah.
sports is basically what she told me. She's like, stop
Mhm.
putting yourself in a position to be hit in the head.
I'm
But
surprised she even bothered to say that.
well, she kind of looked at me like I was a dumbass. So
Well, I just imagine like a lot of physicians probably have that conversation with athletes just like year round.
yeah,
And like that's, I mean, I can't think of anything that's a bigger waste of time than telling an athlete like, "Hey, you should stop playing sports, otherwise you're gonna hurt your brain."
well, she didn't really say it like that. I was like, "Well, is there anything I could do?" She's like, "You could stop playing." I'm like, well, that's not gonna happen.
Shut up, doc.
Yeah, what do you know,
Yeah.
doctor, with your degree?
Yeah. Um.
You expect me to trust science?
Yeah, can
Yeah,
she
right.
run 30 yards? I don't think so.
You go catch that fly ball.
Honestly, I'm kind of pissed though that it hit me because I had that thing, dude.
Mhm.
I had that thing in the bag, and I don't know what happened. I like lost focus for 1 second. It was probably the 12 before that. Just
Yeah.
blanked out. Yeah, tough. Yeah, a couple of them were from car accidents.
Oh yeah.
And then I had like
Handful of wrestling.
couple of them from wrestling. Yeah, the rest were just like being a kid, you know, running into poles. I got punched in the face a couple times.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, do tell.
um,
If you don't mind.
Let me see. This one time I was playing soccer and I tripped this really big kid. He came up behind me and he kicked my legs out from under me. And then as I'm in the air, he punched me in the chest and I landed straight back. Like,
Damn, you know that
Tough
kid
one. That's
messed
practiced
up.
that technique on his pillow like 100
Oh, yeah,
times
yeah, yeah.
too.
he was a big kid too.
Yeah, he was waiting for
let me
that
see, what
opportunity.
else? Like I said, a couple car accidents as well. I feel like there's more as an adult. Also, just playing football, like at like a park or something
Yeah.
like that. You know, you just get taken down and smacked.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, lots of stuff like that. You know, happens. This one time I was at a wrestling tournament and this kid just kept headbutting me. And I was like, why is the ref not stopping the match? But he grabbed the back of my head, which this is not legal. So, but the ref was like, he's like a young guy. He didn't know what he was doing.
He was like there. He was
he-
entertained.
Exactly. Yeah, right. But he kept grabbing my head and just like, bam, 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 bam. I'm like, dude, what is happening here? And he probably did it like 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was. Yes. Yes, nobody did anything. I was like, "What are we, dude?" It was nuts,
That's so bad.
dude. It actually got so bad that finally, the match went to a break, and as soon as it started again, he did it again, and I was so dazed and confused by that point that I actually like fell over. He didn't even touch
Oh,
me. He just
God.
like smack, and I was like, and like nobody did anything.
That's crazy.
It was nuts. I was actually in disbelief.
I'm surprised you didn't enter like true fight or flight mode and just like go full self-defense.
I wish I had punched him in the face, honestly.
Yeah, at that point,
I
it's
wish I
like,
had
dude,
knocked him out.
like
but I think I
anything
was
goes.
so dazed that I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like this referee who was here is supposed to protect me.
Yeah.
I was like, you're not doing your job very well, you know?
I feel like at that point, like I would be so.
I should have punched the ref is what I should have
I
done.
don't even know if I'd go for a punch. I'd probably go for the old DT.
Yeah.
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 You know what I mean?
Mhm.
At that point, I'm like,
Right.
I'm losing
Yeah.
I have no recourse left than to rip off this guy's lower appendage.
Yeah. Well, I think that's fair. Yeah, I think that's fair.
The
I'm
dick
trying to
tickle.
think. I feel like I'm missing a big one here. Oh, yeah. I was sledding when I was 9 and going down the hill. And this is at my 9th birthday party, actually. So nobody's there yet. We started sledding early. Everyone's like slowly starting to show up, right? A little bit at a time. And my cousin, my young little cousin, and my uncle had just arrived. And my uncle like walks out in front of me, and he's like messing with me. He's like jumping back and forth. But I got scared because he's like pulling my little cousin on like a sled. And I got scared because I didn't want to like run over my little cousin. I'm going pretty quick, I'm going pretty fast. And so the sled that I was on had these handles that would turn the sled. And I'm like, well, shit. So I pull the left one. I hit a jump, fly into the air, head straight down on a rock.
Was this at your high school?
No.
Because
This was
I used to go
actually in
sledding.
Collin Ranch.
Oh, really?
At, what's that park up there at the top of Collin Ranch?
Oh, I know what you're talking. I can't remember what it's called.
I can't remember the name either.
Really? I didn't know that
the
there were
CTE.
hills like that. I would always go sledding at your high school.
Oh, yeah.
And then back at my old
That's
house,
gnarly over there.
we had like, before they built a lot of houses, we had hills that went all the way down to 4th Street.
Well,
and we would go sledding on that. We probably could have died.
Well, needless to say, I ended up in the hospital and spent my 9th birthday in the hospital with like an apple-sized thing on my head. It was pretty nuts. But anyway, we're getting we're getting way away from ourselves here. Enough about Jared's head trauma.
Well, Jared, do you want to start us with the WFA?
Yeah, man, let's get into it. No,
we did 2 of them. Do you have any that you have, John?
Yeah, we're good. Not anything ready. Yeah, I think we're good. All right, so moving on. Oh, nice. Miles is hitting the live for us. Moving on, we're going to talk about the WFA, which is something we've been trying to do a little bit more of. We didn't last week because we had quite a few bye weeks that happened, and so we were taking a little bit of a break. Let's see. Marla said she would pull me out of sports, but I wouldn't listen to her.
You probably wouldn't. You have too much love for the game.
Someone said this is concerning. Marla, put a helmet on him.
Well, the thing is when Jared's not on camera, like when we're not doing the show, he is generally wearing a helmet, just kind of around.
Yeah.
No, how would I keep my hair this nice?
You have to protect yourself from John and I somehow.
The hairmet.
Yeah. Oh, man. Sorry, guys.
If anybody needs protection on this show, Miles, it's probably you.
You think so?
Yeah, you get bullied quite a bit, and not just like intentionally, but also like you're just constantly losing the dual threat bets, the challenges.
Unto.
Yeah.
A Jew?
Unto.
Jesus was a Jew, though, so I don't think it was crazy that you said that. That's all I'm saying. It wasn't absurd.
You're right.
Yeah, you're right. That wasn't the most absurd thing. I think just like out of context, though, it totally is.
Which is why it's
absolutely
such a great clip.
You're right. I do need protection. Give me some socks on my hands and gloves on my feet, and I'll be ready to roll.
Yeah, right on. Okay, but moving on from this topic, let's move on to the WFA. So this last week, the DC Divas took down the Tampa Bay Inferno 26-20. And now that's coming off a loss from the week before against the Pittsburgh Passion, where they lost 17-14 on a walk-off field goal. And I tried to get this clip, but the Pittsburgh Passion were not up for giving me the clip. But totally fine. Maybe we'll have it for you guys next week. They just didn't get back to me. But it was pretty sweet. It was like a 34-yard field goal, and I mean, she nailed it. It was pretty impressive. You don't get to see a lot of that stuff. You don't see a lot of field goals in the WFA.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, they don't even kick the extra point. They go for 2.
Right.
But it was a pretty sweet W for them. Next, I have the Salt Lake Wildcats continue to ravage the WFA after winning their 3rd straight game against the Rocky Mountain Thundercats. The Wildcats have only allowed 1 touchdown in 3 games this season, and they're currently outscoring opponents 163-6 right now.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm looking at that same stat right now too. Have they not had their bye week yet?
No, they haven't. So
I was going to say some of these are skewed.
Yeah, so I'll get into that as well. That is the 2nd largest point differential, only behind the Minnesota Vixen, who are currently outscoring opponents 200-33. So this is only through week 4, guys. Only 4 weeks of the season, and the Minnesota Vixen have already put up 200 points. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
4 teams remain undefeated in the WFA, in the Pro Division. Let me clarify that. Including the Wildcats at 3-0, the Minnesota Vixen at 4-0, the Pittsburgh Passion at 2-0, and finally the Cali War at 2-0 as well. And we're going to get into the Cali War here in just a little bit. But Miles, I want to give you an opportunity to talk about some WFA stuff.
Well, I mean, so the War of they're 2-0. Is that what you said?
Yes.
They still haven't given up a point. And then I'm just trying to see the Divas.
They defeated the Mile High Blaze last week, which was pretty impressive. So another D1 team.
The Divas are airing it out.
Oh yeah,
they're leading. Like them and the Vixen, they're both like absolutely dominating through the air right now.
2 teams with killer quarterbacks.
Yeah. I mean, the Divas are averaging 221 pass yards per game, and then the Vixen are averaging 172. So kind of like a little shift from what we have normally seen when in terms of rushing, because that seems to be the most prominent style of offense on the ground. But the Divas and the Vixen, they're airing it out.
Yeah.
And I mean, I haven't seen, do they have like some pretty good receivers too? I assume they do if they're getting open like that. So, but yeah, Passion, they're leading in rushing too, 276 per game.
Wow.
Rush yards. I mean, that's insane. And then the Energy and the War still do not report their team penalties.
Yeah, it's really interesting. You know, the Energy, I'll give them a break because they're a new team. And so they're, maybe they're not reporting their penalties because they're probably not recording them.
Right.
Cali is definitely recording their penalties.
Yeah,
absolutely. If you guys don't know, so the Cali War are one of the oldest teams in the WFA. The commissioner of the WFA owns the Cali War.
You draw the lines, connect the dots.
So make your own connections there, but
yeah. And then the Divas, they definitely report their penalties because they have 26.
26? Holy cow! In what, three games?
It seems to be, yeah.
Holy wow!
Yeah, so they're
26.
What kind of penalties are we talking about here?
Oh, they're averaging 13 a game.
8.7 per game. So that's between 3 games.
I thought they had played 2 games. So
yeah, 185 total penalty yards. So they're giving up 61.7 penalty yards per game.
Holy shit, man!
Yeah,
that's nuts.
Yep.
That's way too much. Their coach has to be freaking killing themselves over there.
Yeah, that's nuts. I wonder if they've probably got a young team over there in DC.
That would make sense.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
What's their win-loss record right now with that many penalties and that many yards given?
2-1, right?
2-1.
They've got to be if they've played 3 games. I'm on the stats page right now, so it's.
I mean, just click on their name; it'll bring up their page.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's a good. They must be really good.
They're a really good team. Yeah, they're a high quality team. They make the playoffs almost every single season for the Pro Division. So they're
that's wild. If they just clean that up, I mean,
their only loss, I believe, is to Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
they're on that walk-off field.
They're 2-1.
Yeah, that was man. I really wish I had that clip for you guys because it was a great clip. But this week the Cali War are coming to Reno. Coming to our hometown city, where they're going to take on their rival Nevada Storm. Last season, the Storm split the season with Cali, taking the game 1 30-24, with Cali finishing strong with a 34-16 win over the Storm only a few weeks later. Now, this is going to be a spicy matchup. Many players who have played for the Storm have gone on to play for Cali, and for whatever reason, I'm not going to speculate on why that might be, but Nevada has seen a lot of their really key position players go on to play for the Cali War. In the last 2 seasons, a couple of players that are still there and still playing for Cali are going to be Alyssa Williams and now Megan Vale, who are now their number 1 and number 2 receivers over there with the War. So if you guys don't know who Megan Vale is, we talked about her a few weeks ago. She was one of the Storm's number one receivers last season. A great player on defense as well. And maybe go check out her Instagram if you have a chance, because she posted a pretty spicy video a couple weeks ago as well. And Miles and I debated reaching out and seeing if maybe we could put it on here, but I think it's just too spicy. But go check it out. It's very interesting.
She's sending a message.
She is sending a message for sure. Yeah. And Callie like to talk, and they're not afraid to put that energy out there. So
they want the smoke.
Yes, they do.
They've given the smoke to Nevada. Like, they can talk that talk.
It has become a bitter rivalry, and you don't see a lot of bitter rivalries in the WFA, especially with how young it is. But this is one that I would say means a lot to both of these teams to beat each other. So
it's a dramatic homecoming.
It absolutely is. Yeah. I'm excited to see what happens. So check us out on the 23rd. I will be there broadcasting the game. So if you guys are listening in on YouTube, that'll be my voice. You'll hear me. You might see me. Should be a good game.
Yeah. Yeah. That's going to be exciting to watch. Saturday, right?
Yes. Saturday at 6 p.m.
Perfect.
So yeah. So
I'll
check
be
out
tuning into the live stream. I will be playing the trivia, honestly, and not
Miles likes to cheat during my trivia. He looks up the questions on his computer.
Yeah.
But we're gonna move on now from the WFA and go to a new segment that we have, which I think this is gonna be pretty fun, and it's called Create a Franchise. And so Miles and I have each created our own franchise with logos, with colors, with backstories, mascots. Even the sport is something unique. So Miles, do you want to go, how do you want to do this? Do you want to go 1-in-1, like down the list?
I think we do a complete one.
Okay.
So you can start.
Would
give
you
us
like
your
me to
full
go first?
Yeah, give us your franchise.
All right. So the league is the
around the sport called sun staring. Sounds pretty self-explanatory. And my city is downtown North Sentinel of the North Sentinel Islands. And this team name is the Sensations. So, you're looking a sentence, you're using
The
one.
Sentinel Sensations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. My mascot is Sunny D. Not a sponsor. And Sunny D's backstory is being left in the parking lot of an Aldi's on a hot day. He stared into the sun, which broke down all his vitamin C, meaning he could no longer see, you see. This means he was only left with his D. Orangey glad he lived to tell the tale. Now,
I hate this.
my star player is the only Helen Keller.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay.
And this team's nickname, as you can see, are the optometrists. A lot of them aspire to be like
I like
this.
the braille on the bottom.
Yes,
because obviously, it's
Yeah,
so
'cause it
considerate for all the blind people.
Yeah, well, they're going to be all black.
Yeah.
And it's going to be in braille, team name, logo, number, everything's going to be in braille.
Mm-hmm.
And for the fan experience, to cater to the blind, which is probably going to be a little evil of me for doing this, we're going to do the wave.
You're gonna do the wave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it'll be all over the place, but they're having fun. Fireworks after every round. And we're going to do a kiss cam as well.
Oh, nice.
So nobody's going to have any idea, but they're still participating in the fun, which is what matters. I didn't have a scandal. I didn't have as much of a backstory as you did. But yeah, it was, I didn't mean to be like blindsided, but
blindsided.
Mm-hmm.
The sensations. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I see what you did there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you, Miles, for your explanation of your terrible franchise.
Thank you. Yeah.
And folks, I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up for us. John, you got anything for us?
I do have a headline from the world of soccer/football. If you guys want to talk about it, otherwise, it's kind of a big deal in that sphere. But if it's not really something that you guys feel like you can add value to, we can just skip it.
Yeah, why don't you give it to us and let's see if we
Tell
can
us
add
the
value.
breaking news. I think I saw something about this.
Yeah. Okay.
but-
So Jose Mourinho is returning to Real Madrid as the head coach, and the reason that this is kind of a hot topic is because he's basically a has-been. It's like the equivalent of, like a top coach from, an era of football, like before they had like an actual rules committee.
Mhm.
Is like returning to like a modern era. So people are a little confused. It feels kind of like a Nepo hire maybe, or at the very least like extremely desperate. But I mean, this guy is like old guard, and he's coming back into like a completely new era that he really doesn't have, like the experience doesn't necessarily translate to.
Jared, you're a big soccer fan. What do you think about that?
Dude, I hate soccer. And I don't actually have a lot. I can't even think of anything to like compare that to.
Nepo hire. First thing I think of is like the Doc Rivers, Austin Rivers thing, but like
Yeah.
I don't even know how much that would compare.
Yeah, I'm sorry, John. I don't think we can add much to it. We're not
That's fine.
big soccer guys.
I didn't
No.
think so, but
Yeah.
it came up in my
We might have to
feed.
explore something for World Cup. We're probably gonna have to pull something out because there's gonna be a lot of time between the end of the NBA season and the
Yeah.
start of the NFL. So we're gonna have to figure something out in between. And the World Cup is coming around the corner. So
Hobby horsing.
hobby
horsing.
right?
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh! I almost went with hobby horsing as my sport, but I wanted to do something unique.
You didn't want to disrespect the integrity of hobby horsing.
Well, of
by
course.
mocking
Yeah,
it.
right,
that makes
yeah.
sense. We got to hold on to that Finnish audience.
And we're
That
still gonna
Finnish audience.
we're still gonna sign up for that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude. Dual Threat Bet Season 3. I'm gonna figure it out. I don't know. I'm gonna do some research, and that's gonna be
That's
how
gonna be
we roll.
so elite.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
All right, folks. Well, I think we're done here. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.